Yo, 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 what it do? Hey, people. Answering your fantasy football questions. Let's get it. We got week 9. Week 9 already. First one here, let's go. Let's go. Already at week 9. It's crazy. NFL season's flying by, which is sad. Once it's gone, sad. Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? How's your day going? My day's going well. How's your day going? How's your day going? Oh, shoot. All right. Yo, what's up, everybody? All right, answering your fantasy football questions. Let's get it. Gotta plug in my. Yeah. All right. Yo, should I trade Elijah Mitchell and Justin Jefferson for AJ Brown? No, I wouldn't. I would keep Elijah Mitchell and Justin Jefferson personally. Tyler, would you? Yo, what's up, Parker? How you doing? Would you trade Kamara plus Thielen for Fournette and Diggs? I probably wouldn't do that either. Both those guys have had their buys. Fournette has a bye this week. I would just keep the Kamara side. Just got the W. Traded Mclaren and Mixon. Got Kamara and CD. Ooh, that's a good trade. Should I trade DJ Moore? If so, who should I try to target? No, I wouldn't trade DJ Moore, to be honest with you. I would keep DJ Moore. Like a rip to the Tads watch for the show. Yo, what's up, Peach? Saints or Raiders D stream this week. I would go with the. I gotta double check my rankings here. Let me get the. I don't have my defensive rankings pulled up. Get that pulled up. New Orleans Saints. That's who you asked, right? New Orleans Saints. Saints, yeah. I would go with the Saints. Hey, so do I trade Elijah Mitchell or Michael Carter? All right, so for me, a sell high guy right now would be Michael Carter. Now, I know he was on my buy list, but like this past weekend, and he's not going to have Mike White as his quarterback all season long, and Mike White has been throwing the ball to the running backs at a ridiculous rate. It's like nearly 40% of his passes going to the running back position. So I would try to trade Michael Carter. What would you do with these running backs? Some waiver priority: Mike Davis, AP, McNichols, AJ Dillon. I would try to go for McNichols. I really want to sell high and Mixon. He's not getting as much opportunity as I thought. Yeah, the past couple of weeks have been a bit concerning for sure. Zeke ruptured his ACL. You can rupture your ACL. I think Renfro will be getting more targets with Ruggs being out. Yeah, he will. Michael Carter Hubbard, I doubt CMC plays. I have Michael Carter higher. Should I trade Zeke and Higgins for Debo and Kareem Hunt? No, I wouldn't do that. I would keep Zeke and Higgins, John. David Johnson, start or McNichols? I would go with McNichols. Flex, we have Jefferson over Saquon. My team is stacked. Thanks for the trades. Yeah, no problem. We got Jefferson over Saquon. Yeah, well, if Saquon plays this week, honestly, I would go with Saquon. Wentz or Tua this week? I would go with Tua. I like Tua this week. James Robinson or Herbert, assuming CMC plays? I would go with James Robinson, as long as he plays as well. Tomorrow, we'll know. Okay, this is what's going to happen tomorrow. I already know it. Injury report's going to come out. People are going to freak out because guys aren't practicing. Don't pay attention to the injury report tomorrow. Thursday is really the day that you want to be paying attention to. So if your guy is not practicing tomorrow, don't worry about it. Thursday's the day we want to pay attention to. That's when you got to make these decisions with Thursday Night Football. And then, we have Friday and Saturday for the Sunday game. So don't freak out about it. Lost by 3 last week because I benched Cooper for Gamewell. Oof. Go Braves. I'm not watching it. Are they winning? How's that baseball game going? Let me get all of my rankings pulled up here. All right, I should be. I think I have all of them pulled up. No, not. Okay. All right. Traded Kamara, DJ Moore. Deante for CMC, Diggs, and Waddle, WRL. Deante was also on my bench anyways. I mean, I want to say W. It's just, when does CMC actually come back? Like, what is going on? Wentz or Tua this week? I would go with Tua. Do I trade Adams to get Chubb and Deante? I would probably do that. Yeah. In my franchise league. Oh, in your franchise league. Zeke towards ACL. No. Do I trade Gibson for Edmonds? I'd probably take Edmonds, honestly. Should I trade Keenan Allen, Jalen Waddle, and DeAndre Swift for AJ Brown and Austin Eckler? Ooh. I probably would do that, yes. Hollywood or Pittman? I would go with this week. Let me double check here. I want to say Hollywood. Do I not have my No, I don't have my wide receiver rankings pulled up. Hold on. Wide receiver ranking. All right, so I want to say Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood. He's one spot higher than Michael Pittman. Hollywood. Ridley for Marquise Brown. I would probably do that. I would want Marquise Brown, yeah. Pick 2, we got Woods, Jerry Jeudy, Sanders. I would go with, let me see. Wide receiver rankings. So Woods, Jerry Jeudy, and Sanders. I would go with Jerry Jeudy, and I have Woods. He's one spot higher than Sanders. Remember, this is only Tuesday, though. Okay, guys, this is only Tuesday. So this can definitely change as we get closer. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow if you're over on TikTok. I do only live TikTok streams sometimes as well. So I'll be going live throughout the week, updating these rankings, looking at the injury reports. So very early stuff. Make sure you come back to get the final say. Patterson or Saquon, if he plays, I would go Saquon. I hope Barkley comes back soon. I hope he comes back this week. What wide receiver should I get with Keenan Allen and J-Rob? I mean, a wide receiver with those two guys, I would definitely be wanting like a top, I would say like a top, like an A.J. Brown or something like that. I would say like Justin Jefferson. Like you a top guy for that. Absolutely, both those guys. I mean, even like, you probably could get more. I would say like, honestly, like a Debo, but you probably won't be able to get it. But I mean, you might be able to get that. I honestly probably wouldn't even do that trade at that point, though. Mike Evans or DK or Henderson at flex. I would go Henderson there. DK's out this week. DK has a bye. Do I trade Gibson for Edmonds? Yes, I would. Do I trade Patrick McFraud for Josh Allen? I would trade for Josh Allen, yeah. Sanders lost me my game this past week, so doesn't deserve a starting spot on my team anymore. Yeah, Sanders was a good play this week. It is what it is. That's the kind of stuff that happens in fantasy football. Like, it was one game. The sample size has been there all season long. He's been a top 20 guy prior to that game. I'm still going to fire him up this week as a borderline top 20 play once again. Is Mike Williams a boom or bust wide receiver now? Kind of has been his whole career, but this was a tough matchup against New England. So I'm kind of giving him a little bit of a pass here. Is A.J. Brown a safe play with King out, or Titans going to be non-effective? No, I think, honestly, he's going to be a better player because they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit more. Alexa, so we got Michael Carter and a 7th round receiving, Mike Evans and a 10th round. Might have to give 6th round receiving 9. Would you do it? Would you still do it? So, yeah, I would probably do that. I would want the Mike Williams side of that. I would probably do that, Alexis, yes. Should I trade Saquon, Woods, and OBJ for Ridley, Ruggs, and Derrick Henry? Oh, Ruggs. I mean, you don't want... Yeah, you should do that. Oh, okay, I see. That's a troll comment there. What wide receiver should I go for with Damien Harris and Elijah Mitchell? I would say like a top 15 guy. Like, those are 2 really solid running backs for the rest of the season. So definitely I would say like near a wide receiver 1. Basically a back end wide receiver 1. Hard to really say who exactly, but that's what I would be targeting. Pick up Hill or Tua. Just for this week, I would pick up Tua. What I would do. Is Michael Thomas coming back? Drop him for Higgins. I probably, honestly, at this point, I would probably drop him for Higgins, yes. Do I trade Tony for Parker? I would want Parker in PPR, yes. What's a good trade to get for Barkley? I mean, if you're trading Barkley, you better be getting like top tier talent. Like, I still consider him like, once he's healthy, a top 5 running back. So, Gesicki or Kittle? Gesicki. Should I trade Adams for Tyreek Hill and Jonathan Taylor? Absolutely. If you're getting the Jonathan Taylor side, 100%. Would you trade CEH and T. Higgins for Keenan Allen, or would you do Mike Williams for Keenan Allen straight up? I would just keep what you have. If you have the CEH side and then you have the Mike Williams side, like I would just keep that side, both those sides. Stafford or Rodgers? This week for me, Stafford. Thanks. Deserve a sub. Thanks, Alexis. Plus, should I sell high on Damien Harris? Who could I get? No, I wouldn't sell high on Damien Harris because we've seen with Damien Harris, like, basically this whole season, he's really involved in this offense, especially in terms of the rushing. With this team, they definitely want to get him going. So I personally want to try to sell high on him. I would just keep him. Like, you could obviously sell on him, like take him in another quality piece and try to upgrade at the position is definitely what you could do for more of a top tier running back. But like, just to sell high, I wouldn't do that. Like, a guy that I definitely would be selling high on right now is Michael Carter. And I love Michael Carter heading into the season, but I think right now is a great opportunity with this past game to sell high because you're going to have Zach Wilson come back in this offense. And Zach Wilson doesn't target the running back position like Mike White has been. So his value is definitely going to take a big hit once that happens. Okay, should I do Michael Carter and Mike Evans for DeAndre Swift and Hollywood Brown? Hurry up. Run and impress, accept. Yes, yes, yes. Austin and A.J. Brown for CMC and Keenan Allen? No, I wouldn't do that. Honestly, I would keep the Austin Eckler side and A.J. Brown side. Should I trade Ridley for Waddle? Ooh, that's tough. I think I'd rather just hold out hope on Ridley. That's what I think I would do. I would just rather hold out hope on him. I just traded Zeke and Thielen for Devonta Adams and Dalton Schultz and Javonte Williams for Devonta Adams, Dalton Schultz, and Javonte Williams. I'd probably go with the Zeke side. If you need a tight end though, I mean that's solid. Dalton Schultz is solid. And Javonte Williams, it's going to take an injury to Melvin Gordon to really be like what we thought he was going to be this year. Mike White or Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz for me. Melvin Gordon worth a start at flex over Sutton this past week? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd probably go with Melvin Gordon, yes. Super Bowl prediction. I mean, heading into the season, it was going to be kind of a repeat, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. At this point, I think it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams versus the Buffalo Bills. What I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be LA Rams versus the Bills. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? What's the Super Bowl matchup? DeAndre Swift or Saquon rest of the season? For me, DeAndre Swift. He didn't accept, should I add Cook? So it would be Taylor and Tyreek for Cook and Adams. I'd rather Cook and Adams side, personally. Joe Mixon or Nick Chubb for week 9. I want to say Nick Chubb. Let me double check this stuff. Nick Chubb, yes. I have Nick Chubb. Nobody cares about baseball. Justin Herbert or Kyler Murray. If Kyler Murray plays, I would still go him. Ask me later in the week. I want to see what his practice looks like. What's up, Tyler? How you doing? What's up, Yuki? How you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Rams versus Bills Super Bowl. I think that honestly would be a really good Super Bowl. I hope that's the Super Bowl. Pick 2, CEH, Carter, Mitchell, Herbert. For this week, I would go with Carter and Mitchell. Because my other running backs are Dalvin Cook and Fournette. I mean, I think those are two really solid running backs. How fair is this trade? Jamar Chase for Dak and A.J. Brown. I mean, if you need I think the other side, like Dak and A.J. Brown side, is definitely winning. I would definitely want that side. What do you mean? The Pats are going to the Super Bowl. Just like the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl, huh? Hey, and real quick, do me a big favor. Smash that like button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, and if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. Is it time to drop A-Rob? Yes, it is. It's been time for, honestly, weeks now to drop him. Darnell Mooney has been the leader in targets over the past 3 weeks now. It's time. It's time. I'm good. Also, thank you. You think Dak will be back. Also, Worrying times as a Chiefs fan. Yeah, the Chiefs have not looked good, huh? Chiefs really have not looked good. I think that Dak will be back. I think that they said Thursday he should be a full participant. So we'll see. If he doesn't practice tomorrow, don't worry about it. Thursday is going to be the key day. Do I trade Kelsey for Aaron Jones and Mark Andrews? I would. I would want the Aaron Jones side. I thought you were a Pats fan. No, I'm a Steelers fan, baby. I got like literally every single team, like apparel. Okay, here's a Buffalo Bills sweater I have on. Here you go. Here's my Jacksonville Jaguars hat. Here's a Rams hat, their old logo hat. I got Eagles shirt. I got it all, okay? It's because I want one of every team, basically. That way, if a team's playing, I can wear their stuff and support them on the live stream. How long is Ridley out? I don't know. Honestly, I don't have an answer for you. It's kind of a situation that's just really wait and see. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, it sucks because we don't know. Pittman or Mooney? Pittman. Who won this trade? Saquon and Jamison Crowder for Mike Williams and Allen Robinson. I'd personally want the Saquon side, but I think it's a pretty decent trade, to be honest with you. Should I try to trade for AJ Brown? I mean, you can now, but I think his value is way too high. I wouldn't. I mean, definitely the opportunity was weeks ago. Do you think that Jeremy McNichols is a solid flex for the rest of the season? Yes, I do. I want Jeremy McNichols in that backfield. Zeke for DK and Gibson. I'd rather have Zeke personally. I'd rather have the Zeke side. I see that Debo and James Robinson are both questionable. Do I need to be worried? Not with Debo. With James Robinson, a little bit. They said that he's day-to-day, but I definitely think he could miss this week. So definitely keep your eye on the injury report throughout the week. Trade Moore and Pitts for Saquon, or should I just wait till Montgomery comes back? Trade Moore and Pitts for Saquon. Do you need Kyle Pitts? Like, I love Kyle Pitts for the rest of the season for however long Calvin Ridley's going to be out for. But if you don't really need Kyle Pitts, then I think that's a decent trade. Should I trade Chubb? If so, I could go for Henderson or Jonathan Taylor. I mean, I would trade him for either one of those guys, personally. I would want one of those guys, yeah. I would send offers for both of them. I would rather have Jonathan Taylor over Darrell Henderson, but I love Darrell Henderson. Kirk Cousins or Carson Wentz? Or Kirk Cousins there. I'm considering trading Kelsey away since it's forcing me. Since Pat is forcing it to Tyreek. Hey, Patty Mahomes really wants Tyreek Hill to be good. McNichols or CEH for my bench. I'd rather still go with CEH, but man, there's nobody else to drop for McNichols. Do you think Allen Robinson is going to boom at all? No. And the second he does boom, you try to sell. But it's not going to work out. I want to end this real quick over on TikTok. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go live. Reboot it. Here. It was not doing too well. We'll see if this does well. If this does better. What could you get for what could you get for someone like Cup? What could you get for Cup? Wow. You could definitely get a lot for Cooper Kupp. I mean, a lot for Cooper Kupp. I'm definitely like, if you're trading away Cooper Kupp, definitely like I would say like a top 8 running back and then like a top 10 wide receiver. Like that's the minimum. Cooper Kupp's a league winner. So, I mean, I wouldn't try to trade for him unless you're getting like an absolute smash of a deal. Adams or AJ Brown? This week, I would go Devonta Adams. Is Javonte Williams' time coming? I don't think so, to be honest with you. Like, let's think about this situation. So you have a young rookie back, right? And you have a veteran who next year is not going to be with the team. This team isn't going to go anywhere. Denver's not that good. So what would you do if you're the coach? Load up your rookie running back and start to put mileage on him, or just continue to let him get comfortable in this offense, get comfortable in the league, and just continue to let Melvin Gordon play to not, put extra workload on your rookie running back and maybe him get hurt down the stretch. I just think that it makes more sense that Melvin Gordon's going to be involved in this offense. Lions going 0-17. I definitely thought that they could win against the Eagles. So, yeah, I think that's definitely possible right now. They looked horrible this past weekend. Horrible. Should I trade Kelsey for a good running back? I'm 3-5 and have AP and Henderson at RB. Well, honestly, what I would do is I would try to trade AP and somebody else for a running back. Thoughts on Cooks for the rest of the season? I love Cook. He'll be fine. I traded away Carter and Murray for Saquon. How did I do? I think that's really solid. So trade him. Who am I trading? Trade who? Who is it again? Oh, Javonte Williams. I would try to trade him, yeah. Kenyon Drake or McNichols for waivers? I'd rather have McNichols. I traded away Keenan Allen and Mike Evans and Aaron Jones for Najee, Godwin, T. Higgins, and CEH, but I think I made a mistake with trading. No, I think that's a solid deal, Ryan. I think that's solid. Freiermuth or Arnold need a tight end because of Hawkinson. Arnold for me. What running back should I target for? What running back should I target? I have Godwin, AJ Brown, and Keenan Allen that I could trade. I mean, it's really hard for me to say who to exactly target, but I would definitely send out offers with those guys. I think that you could, the guy that you're going to probably get the most with is AJ Brown. But I think that like Keenan Allen for like, I don't know, like Elijah Mitchell, something like that is decent. You could probably maybe get like a decent, a little bit more. Russell Wilson, what did I see on Russell Wilson? Does anybody know? I thought I saw something on Russell Wilson. I can't remember. I think that they said he should be good. I think that, yeah, I thought that he was going to be okay after the bye. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I thought that they said he should be okay for after the bye. I could be wrong, though. Keep DJ Moore, trading him for DK. I would trade DJ Moore for DK. Yes, I would do that. You think J-Rob will play? Also, what to do with MT? I'm not sure if J-Rob's going to play. I think Thursday will be really telling. If he doesn't practice on Wednesday and Thursday, it's looking a little iffy. But we'll see what happens later in the week. They said that he's day-to-day, so we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens. And what to do with MT, I would just hold on to him. If you've had him all season long already, I would just hold on to him. Yo, what up, MP? Saw, dude. Khalil Herbert or James Robinson this week. If James Robinson plays, I would go him. But I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know. I don't have another solid tight end if I trade Pitts, which is why I'm hesitant. I wouldn't do that then. If you don't have another good trade, I think Kyle Pitts for the rest of the season is going to be really good. Kyler Murray is safe to play this week. I would play him unless you have like a top tier option. If you don't and you're kind of like rolling with Kirk Cousins or somebody like that, I would just roll with Kyler Murray. What could I get for Terry McLaurin? Really hard to say, but like he's still I would say like a higher end wide receiver too. So like if you're trying to trade him for like a running back, I would say like a top 15 running back. Are you worried about Kamara? There's a little bit of worry for me for Kamara. And mainly the reason being is just his usage around the goal line is where Taysom Hill, we know with Taysom Hill, he's a gadget type of player. So he's going to be used around the goal line more than obviously like Jameis Winston. So the touchdowns may not be there like they were with Jameis Winston. So there's a little bit of concern there for Alvin Kamara for me with that in that regard. Trade Lockett for Montgomery and full point PPR. No, I would keep Lockett. Pat Freiermuth or Dan Arnold, Danny Dimes, Tannehill, Tua, or Taysom Hill. I would go with Dan Arnold, and I would go with Danny Dimes. Should I trade Schultz for Jacob? He is desperate for tight end, and I have Goddard. Yeah, I would do that. Back here after being wrong about Danny Dimes dropping 400 on the Chiefs. Hey, it's okay. His wide receivers definitely did not help him. His wide receivers did not help him at all. That's for sure. Is Mike Williams going to be better than Keenan Allen rest of the season? No, I think so. I think that's going to be really even between those two. I don't see much of a difference. Except in full point PPR, like Keenan Allen will probably be better. But I think it's going to be close. Terrible situation I'm in. Have one flex spot. My choices are Devontae Smith, Tony Pollard, Dearness Johnson. Who are you taking? Oof. I would just roll with Dearness Johnson, to be honest with you. Give me Dearness Johnson. Non-PPR, looking for 2 running back upgrades. Have Zeke, Miles Sanders, Zach Moss, Tony Pollard, wide receivers, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Debo, Deante Johnson, and Cooks. Pretty solid wide receivers there. Definitely try to trade one of your wide receivers. I think that you'll obviously be able to get maybe like Debo. I know that Debo's been playing phenomenal, but you probably could get the most if you really want to trade running back. And you could honestly get a really, really solid running back with Debo, and maybe even include one of these lower end running backs and really get like a top tier, top 5 running back possibly with Debo. If Kittle plays this week, him or Gesicki, I'm going Gesicki. Should I trade Mike Williams for Pittman? No, I'd rather have Mike Williams. Would you drop Kyle, or would you go Kyle Pitts or Darren Waller this week? If Darren Waller plays, I'm going to go with Darren Waller. And real quick, perfect time for a little plug. If you haven't already, 11 likes on the YouTube channel right now. So if you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Not as busy, get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. And if you want your questions answered, believe me, I'm trying to answer everybody's questions. If you want your questions answered, as you can see in chat, I have members in chat. They have the green name tag. They also have the little badge next to their name. They get priority in chat. I jump to their name. They get priority in chat. You can sign up to be a member. It's as low as $2.99. And number one thing that you get is you get priority in chat. There's different tiers. You unlock different things, including rankings and all that kind of stuff. So sign up to be a member. I just put it in the chat. So sign up to be a member with the link. And also super chats are available to make sure you get your questions answered. All right, so let's get back to it. How do you feel about Devonta Adams rest of the year? Love him. Stud. I mean, I think that he's really the only, him and Tyreek Hill are the only ones that can rival Cooper Kupp. How I look at it. Pick 2, we got DJ Moore, Jamar Chase, and Michael Pittman. I would go with Michael Pittman and Jamar Chase. Is Edwards a big pickup? Would you start him over Marvin Jones? No, I wouldn't. I do think that he's a solid pickup. I'd rather have Hunter Renfrow, though. I think... are you concerned about DJ Moore? No, not really. Like, DJ Moore is still definitely the wide receiver 1 in this offense. I mean, there's obviously he's not looking as good as he was a couple weeks ago, but still, he's a stud athlete, a stud wide receiver. I still like him a lot. What should I do with Mixon? My other running backs are J-Rob, Kareem Hunt, and McNichols. So I would just keep Mixon. Okay, this is going to maybe sound a little bit crazy. All right, but this is one thing that you could definitely do for Mixon. All right, Mixon is definitely losing some. All right, let me see exactly. I'm going to give you the exact number here, okay? Because this is 2 weeks in a row, which is a little concerning here moving forward. Let me double check this stat real quick. I don't want to be incorrect, so hold on un momento. Let's see. Okay, so Joe Mixon. So he had how many touches this past weekend? Was it 12? I'm still looking it up. I don't think it was 12. It was a little bit more than 12, right? But his snap count went up. So there's a tiny bit of concern here, but he had he had 18. Okay, I thought it was lower than that. Just as his rushing was not good, but he's still scoring touchdowns. So no, I'm not that concerned. I thought it was worse than that. Okay, I'm totally wrong about that. He still had 5 targets. He had he did have that 46-yard completion, which basically made up for his receiving yards. But still, but he's okay. Like I thought that it was last week, the week prior where Samaje Perine was much more involved, but that's just because they blew him out. Right now, like this past weekend, like Joe Mixon is fine. But here's what you're going to get with Joe Mixon, all right? Joe Mixon is not the most efficient guy, all right? Wonder what is his yards per carry this season. Can't be that good. It's 4.2, so then and for career it's 4.1. Last 5 games 4.0. So you're not going to get somebody who's like super efficient. Really going to have to rely on some touchdowns some weeks, especially like last week. But hey, it is what it is. He's still a guy that plays in a very good offense. I know that they just lost this past weekend to the New York Jets, but God, that was disappointing, huh? They lost. I can't believe that. Anyways, all right, so getting back to some of these questions. Are you concerned about DJ Moore? No. Okay, here's my thoughts on DJ Moore. DJ Moore, it's not that I'm concerned. It's just not as high as I was on him like weeks ago. still, I think he's a borderline wide receiver 1. He's a phenomenal talent at the wide receiver position, an athletic, like a freak athletically. Like, there's still a lot of things to like, and he's definitely the clear-cut wide receiver 1 in this offense. So I'm not like concerned about him, just not as high as I was on him earlier in the like a couple weeks ago. Keenan Allen or Pittman against the Jets, I would go with. I got to double check my rankings here. Let me see. Where's my wide receiver ranking? Keenan Allen or who is it? Michael Pittman. I have Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman's higher. Ja'Marr Chase rest of the season. I mean, where's he ranked? I would say like easily a top 10 wide receiver for the rest of the season. Debo 4 Fournette, non-PPR. I think that's all right. If you need a running back and you need Fournette, I think that you could get a little bit better for Debo, though. Please answer my question. I'm in a league. Whoever lost gets a buzz cut. Pick 2. Joe Mixon, James Robinson, Nick Chubb, Cordell Patterson. All right, so I would go with Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon. How much do you value AP? I have $27 left on my waiver wire. My running backs are Eckler, Taylor, and Denver's backup. Should I put the 27 on him? No. Okay, Devin, is Jeremy McNichols available? Tyler, would you trade DJ Moore for DK? Yes, I would. I would do that. I would trade him for DK because with DK, you're going to get Russell Wilson back. And I think at that point, yes, DK is more valuable than DJ Moore. Yes. Let's see. Traded DJ Moore and T. Higgins for Swift and Goddard. Good or bad? That's good. I like that. I have Mike Williams at full point PPR. He's pissed me off with the 3 weeks where he was an absolute stud. Then these 3 weeks where he does nothing. I don't know what to do. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. Okay, so wait, Devin, yes? Let me know. So McNichols is available or he isn't available? I forgot what I asked. So he is available or he isn't available. Is Elijah Mitchell playing this week? Yeah, I think he'll be okay. But keep your eye on an injury report. Definitely something to monitor throughout the week. Should I sell Kelsey or do you think he'll turn around? I would hang on to him, honestly. McNichols is available. Okay, so what I would do is I would put in because I think that a lot of people are going to definitely go for AAP. All right, so make the other play of going for McNichols while everybody's paying for AP. And what I would do is I would spend like $20 of your remaining $5 on McNichols. What I would do, and see if you get them. Do you think I should trade Scary Terry? If so, who should I target? It doesn't have to be a 1-for-1. So if you're looking to trade Scary Terry, I would try to take him and then another like piece, like a running back, and try to upgrade. I would say like a top 10 running back. Maybe like a guy like DeAndre Swift, because people are already worrying about him after one bad week, even though he was RB2 heading into this week. Somebody like that is what I would try to do. I have Jerrell Williams as my RB2, but I don't like him as McNichols a reliable option. I'd rather go with Jerrell Williams and just see kind of how this situation plays out for Tennessee. But I do like McNichols. Okay, cool. Thank you. You're welcome, Devin. No problem. Mike Evans or Chris Godwin rest of the season? I'll go with Mike Evans. If you have Cordell Patterson on bench, would you trade away your JT and your other running back is Cook? I would rather try to trade away Patterson, to be honest with you. Mitchell or Landry? Mitchell. I would go with Mitchell there. Boston Robert Woods. He's kind of like a meh for the rest of the season. You saw that Devontae trade in our league? No, I haven't seen it. Should I be worried about Terry? No, Terry's going to be hit or miss, to be honest with you. It's just this team is not very good. But the one thing that Terry will have going for him is the defense has not been great. So, good passing scripts. Trade MT for Chubb. If you're getting Chubb, absolutely. I also traded Swift for Saquon and Herbert. That's decent. Diggs for what RB in a 1-for-1? Definitely I would say like a top 8 running back is what I would do. Like a DeAndre Swift, like a Darrell Henderson guy is what I would be doing. 12-team league. Should I trade Corey Davis for Wilson? I have Tannehill. Yes, I would do that. Absolutely. Non-PPR. Should I trade Debo for a running back? If you need a running back, yeah. I mean, like you could definitely get a lot for Debo. Do you think that Michael Carter will continue as the hot streak? I think it's going to continue as long as Zach Wilson misses, because you have Mike White targeting the running back position nearly 40% of his passing attempts. So as long as Mike White is the quarterback, absolutely it will continue. McNichols or Mitchell? Mitchell. Emmanuel Sanders or Devontae Parker this week? Devontae Parker. Trade Diggs for Saquon? Yes, I would. Pick one. Renfro, Jerry Jeudy, or Khalil Herbert? I would go with Khalil Herbert. Listen, Khalil Herbert this past weekend, he wasn't great in terms of fantasy football production, but the dude saw, I think it was 24 touches, right around 24, maybe 23 touches. I mean, at that point, you're thinking he should score a touchdown. He didn't score a touchdown. If he would have scored a touchdown, it would have been a really solid, like 13 points this past weekend. I know he plays Pittsburgh this upcoming week, but still, I would fire him up. A dude that's seeing that amount of work, yeah, keep firing him up. I like Bryan Edwards going into the season, which didn't amount to much, but with Ruggs it leads me, should I drop Rashad Bateman for Emmons? No, I wouldn't. If Hunter Renfro is available, I would. I think that Edwards is gonna see, obviously a little bit of an uptick here. But the guy that I want is Hunter Renfro. Definitely Hunter Renfro. Trade Pittman for Diggs? Absolutely, I would do that. Which is the best choice? Cowboys D, Bengals D, or Saints D? Let me double check that. I have the Saints D this week. Saints D. How do you feel about Diggs for the rest of the year? He's having a slow start. Yeah, it has been, what we anticipated, but I think that he'll be okay. I think that he's more of a back-end wide receiver 1 at this point, but still, he'll be okay. Non-PPR, rest of the season, Mitchell or Henderson? Henderson easily for me. Bryan Edwards or Hunter Renfro for depth? I want Hunter Renfro. Hunter Renfro is the guy that I would want. Tua or Burrow this week? I would go with Joe Burrow. Let me double check. I want to say Joe Burrow for sure. So, yeah, Joe Burrow. Drop Allen Robinson for Michael Carter? Yes, absolutely. 100% I would do that. Daisy, we got Jerry Jeudy, Waddle, Tony, Claypool. Pick 2 for this week. I would go with Jerry Jeudy, and I would go with, I want to say Waddle. Jerry Jeudy, and no, I would go with Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool. I got to update my rankings too. I got to take, what's his face out? Henry Ruggs. Do I start Marquise Brown or Amari Cooper at flex? I would go with Marquise Brown for me. Corey Davis, Jacoby Myers, Marvin Jones, rest of the season. I would go with Marvin Jones, Jacoby Myers, Corey Davis. Who do you value more, A.J. Dillon or McNichols? He's on the waiver. I would say McNichols. I think McNichols has a lot of potential. Thanks for always answering my questions. You're welcome. No problem. And real quick, if you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my, in the description, you're going to see my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. Do I keep starting Cook or trade him? I would keep starting Cook. Should I trade CMC? What is his value? I think that he has decent value, but if you've had him this long, I would just continue to hold on to him. I think he should be back here shortly. It's T. Higgins, solid flex every week. Yeah, I think that T. Higgins, like, the production hasn't totally been there this past weekend to look good, but he's been seeing targets and everything. Like, I get it, Jamar Chase has been a stud, an absolute baller, but T. Higgins is still seeing, like, really good air yard share. He's seeing good targets. Like, everything looks good for T. Higgins. This past weekend, finally put it all together. Would have been nice if he would have scored a touchdown. I don't think he scored a touchdown. But if he did score a touchdown, would have been really nice for him. But it's going to happen. It's definitely on the way of happening. Would you do Terry and J-Rob for Najee and Waddle? No, I probably wouldn't do that. I would want somebody else. I probably would do that, honestly. That's really close because I love J-Rob, but he did get hurt. I probably wouldn't do that. Like, if there was somebody else other than Waddle, I don't like Waddle a whole lot. But I do think that's really close. Like, definitely on the right track there. Non-PPR. Debo for Henderson? I would do that, yeah. How do you feel about Saquon? I hopefully he plays this week. If not, I mean, this is unfortunate that Saquon is hurt. He's averaging 14 points in PPR. I'm not upset with him. Who's that, Ryan? Who is that? Yeah, no, T. Higgins is solid. I think that he was a great buy low candidate. Should I trade CEH and AJ Brown for Mixon and D-Hop? Yeah, I would do that. Quick, I need help fast before he changes his mind. Do I trade Robert Woods for Pitts and Parker? Absolutely, yes, I do that. If you're getting Pitts and Parker, 100%. CMC and Cooper for Leonard Fournette and Michael Pittman. I probably wouldn't do that. It's so close. Like, if you're, it's so like, what to do with CMC, because this has been really frustrating for sure. I probably wouldn't do that trade, but if you're like really sick of CMC, I do think it's like decently close. But yeah, Corey Davis for Russ, absolutely. Saquon or Henderson at flex for me, Henderson. Drop Teddy Bridgewater for Taysom Hill. Yeah, I would. Pick one: Judy, Claypool, Michael Carter. Michael Carter for me. Who made out best? We got Tyreek Hill traded for Mixon, Zach Moss, Van Jefferson, and 2 4th-round picks. Oop, and it just got retracted. Flex, we got PPR. Who do I pick up? Michael Carter. Who do I pick? Oh, that's just pick. Carter, Mitchell, or DJ Moore. I would go with I would honestly go with Michael Carter. J-Rob or Henderson for the rest of the season. I would go with Henderson. Who is the worst of these 3 PPR? We got Robbie Anderson, Marcus Callaway, Van Jefferson. I would say the guy that I would say is the worst, probably Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson is garbage. I wouldn't want him. Henry Ruggs or Ridley. That's a troll comment. Dynasty League, who made out best? We got Tyreek Hill traded for Mixon, Zach Moss. Okay, so that's Tyreek Hill traded for. I like the Mixon side for sure. I like the Mixon side. Christopher, AJ Brown or Diggs rest of the season? Honestly, AJ Brown right now. Should I start Big Ben and Tannehill, or which one would you start if I chose one? So I would go with Tannehill is the guy that I would go with. Fantasy doctors say 1 to 2 weeks for Barkley to come back. Man, that is so. Why didn't they just put him on IR? It would have made it so much easier. Trade AJ Brown, I would keep him. Would you trade Mike Williams for CeeDee Lamb? Absolutely, if I'm getting CeeDee Lamb. Chubb, Hubbard, Herbert, Carter, pick 2. I would go with Chubb, and I would go with I gotta double check my rankings. I might honestly go with Carter there. Daisy, let me double check. Is this PPR? Daisy, is this PPR? If it's PPR, I would go with Carter over Chuba. Thunder Dave, we got Cordell Patterson or Justin Jefferson. I would go with Justin Jefferson. Should I do Chubb and Mike Evans for Mixon and Michael Thomas? Honestly, I would just keep the Chubb side, to be honest with you. Drop Henry? Yeah, Henry's droppable, yes. Drop Robbie and Ayuk, 12-team competitive. Yeah, unfortunately. I would maybe hold on to Ayuk. Now, honestly, with Kittle coming back, I guess I would drop him. But definitely Robbie Anderson. Like, if it depends on who you're picking up, I would probably just keep Ayuk on my bench there. But yeah, non-PPR. Okay, so it's non-PPR. So I would go with Chubb, and then I would go with Chuba Hubbard. As long as CMC doesn't play, which I don't think he's going to play this week. Has he officially been ruled out already? So, Daisy, I would go with Chubb and Hubbard. What's just killing me? What do you think I could get for him? Not a whole lot. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you. I mean, I definitely would try to trade him just for something right now, but yeah, not a whole lot. Renfro or Judy this week? I would go with Jerry Judy. If I wanted to trade Melvin Gordon for a wide receiver, who are some wide receivers I might target? I propose Mike Williams, but probably won't get it. No, I won't say you would get that. I would say more like a wide receiver 20 range. So let me see here. Some guys that maybe you could get would be like, I know it's not the best, but like T. Higgins maybe. Probably not even, I would say maybe T. Higgins, like Brandon, probably not even Brandon Cooks. But like a T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, like somebody like that is honestly what you're probably gonna get for Melvin Gordon. Do you see better days for both Pitts and Mike Williams? Because I definitely better days will be ahead. Would you do Terry and J-Rob for Najee and Robert Woods? Probably not, to be honest with you. I still want to do that. Like, I love Najee, okay? I'm a Steelers fan. I love Najee, but I don't see a massive difference between him and J-Rob. Whereas I see a big difference between Terry and Robert Woods. So it's very close. Like, it's definitely very close. I think it's definitely better than the last one. Woods or Myers? I would go with Woods. Thank you so much for your help. I always appreciate it. No problem. You're welcome, Daisy. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Debo for net non-PPR. I'd probably keep Debo. Zeke still a top 10 running back? Absolutely. It just was a down week because Dak wasn't there, although this offense actually looked pretty decent. But Zeke will be okay. And real quick, this feels like a perfect time for a little plug here. So a little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor. Smash that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. Also, if you are on YouTube right now, and I'm not answering your questions, which at this point, I feel like I'm answering really everybody's questions. But if I'm not answering your questions, you can sign up to be a member, especially on game days. Like, it's really valuable because I get your questions answered no matter what, 100% guarantee. You can sign up to be a member using the link I'm about to put in the chat right now. It's as low as $2.99. You sign up, you be a member. You unlock, basically, you get the green name tag with the badge. There's different tiers. You unlock different things. So the number one thing that you get, though, is you get priority in chat. I see your name. I see your question. I jump to your question right away. I answer your question. So sign up to be a member. Also supports the channel. And super chats are available if you appreciate what I do. And thank you to everybody out there for being a part of my live streams, as always. Thank you, guys. All right. So let's get back to it. James Conner and Michael Carter are on my waivers. Which one should I use my number one priority? I would go for Michael Carter for your number one priority. Think MVS will be worth anything? Not really, no. Rate my lineup. We got Tannehill, Zach Moss, Diggs, D-Hop, Schultz, Amari Cooper, and I have the option for Antonio Gibson, McKissick, or Bateman for flex. I would go with Washington's on bye this week, right? Pretty sure Washington's on bye, so Bateman. I would say like a B+. They have some pretty decent matchups there. Your players do. Is Jamal Agnew worth picking up in deeper leagues? Yeah. Would you trade Diggs for Chubb? Would you trade Diggs and Chubb for Zeke and Renfro? That's so close. Honestly, I probably wouldn't do that. It is really close, though. It's very, very close. I might do that, actually, though. I might do that. I appreciate what you do, Tyler. I appreciate you, Yuki, for always hanging out. Thank you. Deante Johnson in my lineup as well. Oh, okay. That's solid as well. I have Jeff Wilson stashed. What are your thoughts on him? Honestly, I think that Elijah Mitchell is going to be a starting running back for this team. I don't think that Jeff Wilson's going to come in here and take the job away. He might take JaMychal Hasty's job. I think that's what will end up happening. But I think that this is Elijah Mitchell's job now. Elijah Mitchell, if you have him in Dynasty and picked him up, congratulations, because you got yourself a gem. Trade Mitchell and Keenan Allen for Zeke? I would do that, yes. Is Jamal Agnew worth picking up? Depends on who exactly. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, we got Stolen Fun. Hey, yo, what's up? We got $5 donation. Yo, what's up? Would you trade DJ Moore and Javonte Williams for Chubb? Yes, I would. I would do that trade. I would want Nick Chubb. I mean, I like DJ Moore, and I've been waiting on the Javonte Williams takeover, but I don't think it's going to happen where he's going to take over and be the guy 100%. Nick Chubb over the next couple of weeks really is going to have the backfield to himself. I know it wasn't a great fantasy day for him this past weekend, but better days will be ahead. So yes, I would do that. And appreciate the $5 donation. W's in chat for Stolen Bond. Thank you. Appreciate it as always. Yeah, W's. Thank you. All right, so my brother, we got Jonathan here. Percentage on Barkley coming back this week. Well, somebody said that they saw the fantasy doctors, and what they said is that they anticipate 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 2 more weeks for Barkley. So I would definitely go with what they say, because usually they're right. Not every single time are they right, but a lot of times they're right. They're medical doctors, they're practice, they take care of athletes like this. So I would say what they say, and probably a week or two is what you're still looking at, which would have been nice to put him on IR, right? Sleeper tight end to pick up. I think that the guy that I would want, I've been talking about him a lot, is going to be Dan Arnold. I also think that Pat Freiermuth is a decent option as well. Good wide receiver, 2 targets. I'm going to have trade targets in a video tomorrow. I'll have my trade target video out tomorrow. Would you trade Mitchell for Thomas? I'm in need of wide receiver and have Cook and Najee. No, I wouldn't do that. Personally, I wouldn't do that. Should I trade Swift and Mike Williams for Zeke? No, I wouldn't do that. I would just keep Mike Williams and Swift, to be honest with you. Always got to support my man. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Support is welcome, and thank you. When AB is playing, he gets the ball a lot, so do you think I should sell high in Godwin? I mean, it depends on what you can get. Definitely, here's the thing. Barkley's bye week is week 10. Yeah, then honestly, he's going to be out. He's probably going to be out this week. So it makes no sense for them to rush him back. So he's probably going to be out for the next 2 weeks. So, yeah. AB, so, here's my take on trading in general. Everybody on your team should be available at all times, okay? Send out trade offers constantly. You never know what somebody values somebody. Maybe you just annoy somebody so much where they finally hit the accept button, right? So just always be sending out trade offers is my advice to everybody. Is Kyler worth trading? Wentz on my bench right now. RB are Edmonds and Gordon. Wide receivers are Cooks, Kirk, and AJ Green. I wouldn't trade him if you only have Carson Wentz, to be honest with you. I would just keep him. Can you trade me an RB asking for help? Never. Rate my lineup. Tua, Brady has a bye. Jerrell Williams, Zeke, Jefferson, Moore, Corey Davis, or Myers. That's flex. I don't think Corey Davis is going to play this week, so I would go with Myers again. But I think that's pretty solid. Honestly, I would give it an A-. Astros 0, Braves 7, top of the 9th. Uh-oh. Is this going to be game... What is this? Is this game 6? So are they going to go to game 7? Would you try and trade for Derrick Henry? I mean, in a redraft? Are you talking about a dynasty? Is that what you're talking about, Zach? If it's dynasty, I would try to trade away Derrick Henry for anything I could. Should I do Zeke? Yeah, I would do that, T. Or no, I would keep Zeke and or I would keep the Swift side, unless you're getting the Swift side, yeah. Rate my lineup, 10 team. We got Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Najee, Mike Williams, Justin Jefferson. I mean, that's an A already. I would say that's an A. I would say that's an A. You have Higgins this week. You could go instead of Chris Godwin. Let me double check. Well, Chris Godwin's on bye, right? Yeah. Chris Godwin. Sorry, keeper league. Okay. So, no, honestly, I would try to trade away Derrick Henry. Okay, so is your keeper league only for 1 year, next year? Or is it kind of you can continue to keep these guys, that kind of situation? I guess if it's not dynasty, then yeah, I would try to trade for Derrick Henry. If it's a keeper league, yeah. Game 6. If the Braves win, it's over. Oh, okay. So honestly, I have not been paying attention. I don't really like baseball that much, to be honest with you. So Braves win. Well, it looks like they're definitely gonna win, huh? And good. I'm glad, because the Astros cheated and fudged the Astros. Gotta watch what I say, because I don't want to get demonetized. All right. If I screenshot my team, would you rate it? Not sure if I should do the Chubb trade or not. Yeah, send it. What is your just send it to me. are you on Twitter? Just send it to me on Twitter and I'll answer. I need to get better at answering my questions on Twitter. I just get so many questions and I get so many questions all over the place. There's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's YouTube videos, there's just so many questions all over the place, and I definitely need to get better at answering questions. But send it to me and just send it to me and if you're in our Discord, wherever you're at. Yeah, and then there's questions in Discord. Just so many questions. Continue starting Mike Williams, absolutely. Starters for this coming week: Dak, Mitchell, Booker, Kupp, Beasley, Higbee, Khalil Herbert. My bench: CEH, Jerrell Williams, Devontae Parker. Would you change anything? Appreciate your help, brother. So I would do. Okay, so it totally. If you want to just keep it as is, totally go for it. But one guy that I would do is I would start Devontae Parker over Cole Beasley, and then I would do. Personally, I would go with. Actually, let me double check this. I need to double check my ranking. The wide receiver rankings. Where do I have Cole Beasley? I had Devontae Parker just a couple spots. So if you want to go Cole Beasley, totally fine. And then the other one was Jerrell Williams, right? I think that I have Jerrell Williams. No, I have Khalil Herbert. He is one spot higher than Jerrell Williams. So, yeah, that's the only thing. But I think if you want to keep it as is, totally keep it. I think it looks really good, Jonathan. Let's see. Looking to waiver wire quarterback for this week. Who are your top three? So guys that I would be adding this week if you need a guy to start would be Tua, Carson Wentz, and I think that Justin Fields. I know it's a really tough matchup, but the rushing potential there with Justin Fields, it looked really good this past weekend. So those are three guys. Anyone you're keeping your eye on as a dark horse in terms of what? You're like a running back or like a dark horse to win the Super Bowl? Just offered Russ for Corey Davis. Do I hurry up and accept? If you're getting Russ, absolutely. Kirk or Myers is a flex option. I would go with let me see here. Who do I have higher? Kirk or Myers? I want to say Myers. Who do I have higher? Hold on 1 second. Let me double check. Where's Christian? I have Christian Kirk. Few spots higher, as long as Kyler Murray plays. Thoughts on potential for Derek Gore? I mean, it's a situation I would just try to avoid, to be honest with you. You'll have CEH back here soon. This offense doesn't look as good as it has been in years. So if you need somebody to pick up, sure, but I would not feel comfortable starting him. Mitchell would be the perfect fantasy back if they were added in the passing game. Absolutely. Mitchell would be probably an RB1 if he was added in the receiving game. 100%. Stolen Fawn, becomes an all-pro. Yo, shout out to Stolen Fawn. Let's get some W's in chat for Fawn here. Also, Fawn, are you in our Discord? If you're not in our Discord, the link's down in my description. Get in the Discord because then I can send you my my rankings. You can get in the chat with the rankings. Flex, Melvin Gordon or Brandon Cooks this week, half-point PPR. Devin, I would go with Brandon Cooks. And shout out to Fawn and Chad. W's, appreciate it. Signing up to be a member. Now, he gets priority in chat. So anytime that, his name pops up, you can see the members in chat. They have the green name tag. They also have the badge. They get priority in chat. So sign up to be a member as low as $2.99. You sign up to be a member. You get your questions answered every single time, 100% guaranteed. So sign up to be a member if you want to get your questions answered. And believe me, if you don't, totally cool. I try to answer every single question. Believe me, I try to. I definitely try to. And you can get in the Discord down in the description. It's down in the description. You can get in the Discord and then just say who you are in the Discord. That way I can get you into the right Discord channel for the All-Pro chat. All right. So will Russell Wilson come back after the bye? Yes, I think so. Thoughts on Derek Gore's potential? I think that there's some potential, but it's just not a situation I would really feel comfortable starting him though. That's the biggest thing is that Like, if something were to happen to Jerrell Williams, then yeah, definitely. But like with CEH coming back soon, probably Jerrell Williams, you still have him. It's just a situation that I wouldn't feel comfortable starting him. So I not really. Flex, we got Higgins, Moss, or Landry. I would go with Higgins there. Should I trade Diggs, Woods, Harris for Kupp and Lockett? Is that Damien Harris? If it's Damien Harris, yeah, I would do that. If it's Najee, then no. I join. All right. Just, did you say what your name is? If you said what your name is, I'll make sure that after the stream, I'll get you in the chat. Ruggs was going to be such a stud too. Terrible will happen. Condolences to the victims. Absolutely. I think I've said this multiple times. And here's, thoughts on Taysom Hill. I did not answer that question from Clay. I'm sorry, Clay. I did not answer that one. But thoughts on Taysom Hill. I think if you're in a 2-quarterback super flex league, absolutely he needs to be added. He needs to be the top priority add this week. If you're not in like a redraft, if you have a top tier quarterback, no interest there. Maybe if you have like a Kirk Cousins, you can kind of play matchups with those two guys. That's the only interest. Outside of that, there's no interest for me. All right, your name's just the same thing. Okay. And what was my... Okay, so here are my thoughts on... I mean, I already made a video on it that you can check out, but here are my quick thoughts on Henry Ruggs. Incredibly selfish decision on his end. Absolutely selfish. Never drink and drive. Drinking and driving is about one of the dumbest things that you can do, because not only do you put yourself at risk, but you put other people at risk. Motor vehicles... Just think about it. You're going 60 miles an hour, okay? Like, they're very dangerous, you know, at times just while you're driving, right? Normally. Imagine being impaired. Incredibly stupid decision on his part, and unfortunately somebody had to lose their life today because of the decision that he made. A pro athlete that probably had at his disposal, he could have called somebody in the Raiders organization to come pick him up, could have easily had an Uber, something like that. So, selfish. Selfish, that's how I feel about it. And once again, condolences to, the family. Tua, Wentz, or Kirk this week. I need one if Kyler doesn't play. I would go with Kirk. You skip my DJ Moore, Godwin, DJ Moore for me. Carr or Kirk, rest of the season redraft. I would go with Christian Kirk. Adrian Peterson or Elijah Mitchell. Tua, Wentz, or Kirk this week. I need one if Kyler doesn't play. I would go with Kirk. Where can I post my screenshot of my team? Just post it in like the questions. There should be a little chat for post your questions. You can see it in post your questions in there. Jerrell Williams and Corey Davis for Michael Carter. Yeah, I would do that trade. Should I trade Zeke, Edmonds, Tyreek, and DJ Moore for Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Diggs, and Michael Thomas? Should I trade Zeke, Chase Edmonds, Tyreek Hill, and DJ Moore away for Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Diggs? Ooh, that has a lot of moving pieces there. My gosh, that is a lot. That's a massive trade there. Honestly, oh wow, that's so I might do that trade. That's really, really tough. I might just stick with the Zeke side, though, honestly. I might stick with the Zeke side. Honestly, that's what I would do, Chris. I would just stick with that side. Where can I post a screenshot? Yeah, just post it down there. No need to feel bad for Ruggs. Feel bad for the victim and their family. That's how I feel, honestly. Ruggs was an idiot, to be honest with you. That's how I feel. The drink and drive, that's all on you. That's all on you. You know the risk. You know the risk. You know? That's how I feel, to be honest with you. I don't feel bad for Ruggs at all. The poor decision on his part, absolutely stupid. That's how I feel, to be honest with you. Adrian Peterson, worth picking up? Absolutely. Yes, he is. Thoughts on Robert Woods? Hey, I would have sold high on Robert Woods weeks ago, but I would try to sell high on him now. I mean, it's not going to be that much, but I would try to trade for him. What do you think I should give up for Swift? I have Mixon, J-Rob, Debo, Cooper, Terry, Gesicki. What should I give up for Swift? Oh, okay, so I would do I would start lower and work your way up. I would do I feel like J-Rob. something like that, or maybe like they need a wide receiver, maybe a tight end. You have 2 really solid tight ends, so maybe a tight end and like a wide receiver, or a tight end and like just play around, send different things. I would definitely start on the lower end though. Like start with like a Cooper and just send that, see if he accepts it. If not, like just start working your way up. These are my current bids. AP 20, McNichols 15, Dillon 7. Would you change this? No, I would keep that. Yeah. Is Frank Gore retired? I don't think he's retired, to be honest with you. If he does not accept that, what AB, Kirk, and Jerrell Williams for Michael Carter? Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. Carolina or Colts defense? Let me double check. I think the Colts defense. Do I have? I got to double check my rank right quick. Yeah, Colts. Colts are #1 defense for me this week. Braves. The Braves won. Hey, shout out to them Braves. Let me see. When I saw he killed someone and charged with DUI, I was like, it's 2021. You probably grew up seeing this every day. Yeah. But I mean, it still doesn't make it right to, well, I mean, I don't think that you're saying that. But I just, it's an unfortunate situation, especially for the family, I feel very passionate about this because there is a girl, I was friends with her. I wasn't like super close, but we definitely hung out more in grade school. And then as high school went on, we didn't really hang out. But in grade school, we hung out. And like, I feel very passionate about it because she was driving with her dad at night, and there's a drunk driver, and the drunk driver went over, like they were coming around a bend, and the drunk driver went over in her lane and hit them head on, ended up killing her. And the dude tried to flee from the scene and ended up getting charged with it and everything. So, like, I feel passionate about it because it was, like, somebody very close, not very close to me. Like, we, once again, kind of grew apart towards the end there. Just didn't hang out as much. But somebody that I really knew and, like, kind of grew up hanging out with, like, died because of it. And it's just something that's completely avoidable. Like, just don't drink and drive. It's as simple as that. Like, if you need somebody, like, now there's Lyft, Uber, all this kind of stuff. Like, it's so stupid to get behind a wheel and drive. Like, I just feel like it's so stupid. Lost Ridley and Henry. Should I trade make for Swift and Emmanuel Sanders? Oh, wait, okay. Is that Mixon? I'm assuming that was Mixon, Emmanuel Sanders. Or maybe not. Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question there again, Angel. I'll definitely keep I'll keep a look for it here. So go ahead and ask it again. I'll keep a eye on it. Barkley rest of the season. Yeah, Barkley, I mean, he's probably going to be out till the bye week. So I still think that he's a top tier guy when he comes back. Do you think he'll get banned from the NFL if he somehow gets out? He was officially arrested a few hours ago for DUI and killing a person. Oh, he was officially arrested. Well, from what people have been saying, it's like a 2-year to 20-year crime, apparently, is what people have been saying. So I don't know. I think that he should be like, if he should be released. I mean, he basically killed somebody. Like, that's just how I look at the situation. It's like, come on. This is the problem with the NFL, is that they're so inconsistent with a lot of things that they do. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's really stupid in my opinion, to be honest with you. It's just, they're so inconsistent in how they handle situations. My family's been heavily affected by drunk drivers. I'm with you. No love for Ruggs. He needs to go to jail for a long time. Yeah. I mean, like, he should have already been released. I don't understand. Like, this is just the problem that the NFL has in general. This is why they get a bad rep for sometimes. Like, when you have situations like this, and like, you're just not consistent on how you handle these situations. It's just, it makes you look bad as a complete organization. Like, okay, and I hate to bring this up, okay, but like, this is how I look at it. And I honestly don't care, because this is what I'm going to say, and like, this is my channel, and I'm going to say whatever I want to say about it, okay? But you have John Gruden, who was just basically had to be released for emails back in 2011 because there's racist, homophobic, okay? But there's a guy who just killed somebody by being a drunk driver, and he's not released. Like, how in the world is he not released yet? Like, that's to me, I know that they're two completely different things, but like, it's so inconsistent in the NFL every single year. Like every single year, you have so many problems in the NFL, and they create it for themselves where just be consistent. Like be consistent. Like you don't have to collect any more evidence. The dude is already, like all this stuff has already transpired. There's police reports already being filed because he killed somebody. Like be consistent in how you handle the situation is all I wanted. Like Ray Rice literally was on tape punching out a woman, punching out his wife in an elevator. The dude gets 4 games. Yet Ezekiel Elliott, apparently he bruised his girlfriend's arm or bruised a girl's arm, gets 6 games. Like, how in the world is that consistent? Tynes, like domestic abuse, 1 game. Like, be consistent in the NFL. I said this all last year, is be consistent. They're never consistent. So there's my rant on the whole situation. Be consistent. That's my thing. That's my take on the whole situation right now, is the NFL creates problems for themselves when they do stupid shit like this. He should not be in the NFL, literally just killed somebody, and is still in the NFL, at least unless he got released, because I don't have notifications turned on. So that's my take on it all. That's my take. So anyways, Gaskin or Moss PPR, I would go with Gaskin. McLaurin, Emmanuel Sanders, and Madison for Cook. McLaurin, Emmanuel Sanders, and Madison for Cook. Yeah, if you're like, that's Dalvin Cook, absolutely, I would do that trade, 100%. I guarantee he'd be banned in the NBA by now. Definitely. The NFL drags their feet so much. Angel, did Angel? No, he hasn't said anything yet. Angel, if I didn't answer your question, but you retracted it, let me know. Devontae Parker or Jerrell Williams in week 9. I would go with Devontae Parker. NBA would kick him out so quick. It's funny how long NFL takes. Yeah, honestly, they take so long to do this stuff. And it's like, for what? For what? I don't understand. I know this is random, but for kickers, Robbie Gould or Blankenship rest of the season. I have Crosby. That is a bit random. But I would go with, honestly, Daisy, I would go with Blankenship for the rest of the season as the person who I would go with. Just plays in the dome. Like, I'd rather have kickers that are in the controlled environment like that. So I'd rather have somebody like that attached to a decent offense right now. And they have these games against like Houston, Jacksonville, even Tennessee. Like, it's not a tough matchup. So I would go with that. I still think having him on the Raiders roster is very, very bad look for them. I definitely think he should be, I think he should just be released. Like, I get that he's a young player and made a bad choice, but it's a really bad choice. Like, it unfortunately, he killed somebody. I mean, jeez, like, I know that's not totally him, but still, I mean, it is him. He made the choice. Like, I know he didn't mean to do it, but that's the risk you take when you drive drunk. Like, I don't know. Barkley or Chubb. Non-PPR rest of the season. I would go with, I want to say Barkley, okay? But, like, here's the thing is that Barkley's probably going to be out till week 10. Although you do have Nick Chubb. He's going to have a bye week. I would say Barkley, just because down the stretch is really where he's going to become in. Like, he'll be back. He should at least be full 100% and hopefully very near 100% at that point. So, yeah. I posted my screenshot in Discord if you get a chance. Yeah, I'll definitely look at it after this. Can you name top 5 wide receivers in PPR? Like the top 5 currently, like going forward, or like who's the top 5 scoring right now? I mean, going forward is how I view it. I would say Cooper Kupp, Devonta Adams, Tyreek Hill, and then I would say Debo. I did say Jamar Chase last week, but honestly, I'm going to move Jamar Chase down just a tiny bit and put A.J. Brown up there. Need major help. Do I sell McLaurin now or stick with him? Okay, here's what I would do with McLaurin. If you're in a situation, if you can trade him for a pretty solid trade, I would definitely try to do that, because I do think that his value takes a hit with Taysom Hill as the quarterback. Not like, I still think he's going to see some targets. It's not going to be as much as what he was seeing with Jameis Winston. But the main thing that's going to take a hit is his use around the goal line, where Taysom Hill is going to eat some of these touchdowns up. So personally, I would try to sell high if you can. Need major help. No, I already got that. How do you think Henry out is going to affect A.J. Brown? Do you still think it's worth it trading my 4th rounder for him next year? Absolutely. I think A.J. Brown is going to be an absolute stud for the rest of the season. This team is definitely going to have to rely on the pass a little bit more. A.J. Brown is going to be a big, big part of the offense. Gaskin or Moss, I would go with Gaskin. D-Hop, Deante Johnson, Kadarius Toney. Need 2 wide receivers for week 2. D-Hop and Deante Johnson for me. Also, if you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I'm going to go live here for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to hop off. I'll say 11:45 is a good time to hop off. I'll be live tomorrow as well. I'll be going live for every single day for the rest of the week until kickoff. So until kickoff on Thursday night, and then also kickoff on Sunday. So I'll be going live. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to make sure you get notified when I go live. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Is Mark Andrews the top 3 tight end for the rest of the season? Yeah, I would say so. I think it's really close. Like, I was looking at it today, my rankings for the rest of the season, and I would say it's going to be I still have faith, obviously, in Travis Kelce, so I would say Travis Kelce. I still have faith in Darren Waller, so for me, Darren Waller. Next, I would say is Mark Andrews, and then honestly, I'm thinking Mike Gesicki, TJ Hawkinson are next. Waiver wire help. In what order? Boston Scott, McNichols, Howard. McNichols, Boston Scott, Howard. Great show. Appreciate it. Dalvin Cook. Wow, is this the real Dalvin Cook? Is that the real Dalvin Cook? Hey, I love you on the football field, Dalvin. Gaskin or Moss? Gaskin. What's the best trade here? We got Kamara and Jerry Jeudy for Debo and Chubb, or Kamara for Chubb and Waddle. I would say the Kamara and Jerry Jeudy for Debo and Chubb. I would want the Debo and Chubb side. Do I play Gallup or wait a week? I would wait a week. I would definitely wait a week. Unless you can't, then obviously feel free to fire him up. But if you can afford to wait a week, I would wait. Brandon Cooks or Mike Williams this week. Already have Cooper Kupp and A.J. Brown locked in. I would go with Mike Williams there. Was Gibson for Miles Sanders and JD a good trade? Everyone in my league had a strong disagreement. Honestly, I don't think that's a bad trade. I know that you're trading for Miles Sanders. You got Miles Sanders. I think that, okay, here's my thoughts. If there's somebody that you definitely want to buy low on, it's going to be Miles Sanders. And here are my thoughts on Miles Sanders. I think that Miles Sanders is a very talented football player. I know that hasn't been great this season. Really, I didn't really like him a whole lot heading into the season. But I will say that Miles Sanders, prior to the injury, was seeing really good usage in terms of his routes ran. His snap count was going up. Everything was trending in the right direction for Miles Sanders. So I think that once he comes back off IR, he's a really good player to try to target in trades. So, well, I wouldn't even wait until he comes off IR. I would try to trade for him now. I have Dak, so it's a good combo. Yeah, if you don't have that good of other options, definitely go for him. You like the Colts defense? Yes, Colts defense are my #1 defense this week. Absolutely. Titans running back or Chase Edmonds? I would go Chase Edmonds. Would you trade Godwin, Mike Williams, and CEH for Kupp? Probably. Sorry, this week performance Sunday night 20. Oh, you're okay. 25 touches week 9. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, Dalvin. You heard it from Dalvin himself. He says fire him up. So play Dalvin Cook, guys. Is it worth spending fab on Miles Sanders, which dropped? Absolutely. Go out and get him. Go and get him. You need him. Absolutely. I'm willing to spend my last 18. Yes, spend it. Get Miles Sanders. All right. So I'm going to hop off for the night. I appreciate everybody hanging out. It's been real. It's been a pretty solid stream. Tomorrow I'll be live, so make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Get your questions answered. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody hanging out. It means a lot. So thank you, guys, and I'll be live tomorrow. I'll see you all then. I'm down so many guys. I lost Carson. Yeah, I would do that trade. Waiver priority, Taysom Hill or McNichols. I have Dak. I would go with McNichols there. Wide receiver suggestions I need to trade for, but not sure. I'll have my trade targets tomorrow. So peace out, guys. Thank you all. Peace.